Hello, hi, welcome. 'Tis Miss M Vintage here on YouTube, and it is winter, so you are getting now nighttime artificial light videos. Congrats, hooray! It's cold, let me tell you that much. It is now currently early June, which means we are ready to do the May Stash Down update. I'm coming to you from Dara country, always was, always will be Aboriginal land. Today's lipstick note is L'Oreal 312 Ravishing Red. And let me tell you, this is a fast tap red. This is a all that jazz red. Christmas concert, photo day, need to pick me up. I don't even know if this exists anymore. Honestly, it's so old. That is today's lipstick note. Hooray! A lot of the things that I made in May, actually I don't have anymore. They were part of a Mother's Day market that we did at work. So I have some photos and some videos and some whatever bits and pieces. But there's a few things that I finished. The first thing that I finished, I don't have anymore. It is a peachy mesh bag. It's like it's a crochet mesh bag. Isn't it fantastic? Brilliant. I love that. It's fantastic. It's got like a mandala at the bottom, and then you just do a bunch of chains that loop into each other, and then you do some straps, and then you got a bag. So the first one that I made was 57 grams out. Now this cotton yarn in like a peach color, I have had in my stash for such a long time, and I was so annoyed by it. I just kept seeing it in the cupboard, and I was like, grr, 8-ply cotton. What am I going to do with you? And then I turned it into a bag. I finished that bag and I still had more of that yarn left, so it turned into the second peachy mesh bag. Same pattern, I just used a slightly different hook. So that one used 83 grams of yarn. Both of those went in the Mother's Day market. I was very happy. Man, crochet is like quick and it burns through yarn. I have this revelation every month, but it's really convenient. It's super great. The next thing that I finished was 88 grams in total, and it was a beanie. Oh look, there's the beanie that I've inserted into this frame. Isn't that fantastic? Good on you. Editing M of the future. I hope you're doing well, hope you're comfy, hope you're warm. I realised that I had a bunch of yarn left over from, I think it was a commission from last year, and for some reason I was saving it. Doesn't make any sense. But then I thought, why don't I knit some fun, whimsical beanies out of this 8-ply and just get it done and get it out of the stash. So that's what I did. That was 88 grams. The next thing, can you guess? That's right, I don't have it. It went in the Mother's Day market, and I don't even think I got a full photo of it. If I do, I'll put it here. If not, good chat. All of this together, that beanie, used up 119 grams. Very practical. It was great. I should do that more often, really. Okay, now we're talking. This next one, I did buy the yarn for this. One of my friends has a baby due, and I wanted to knit her. This isn't knitting, this is crochet. I wanted to crochet a little baggie for her. This yarn is really beautifully soft. It's a cotton from Spotlight. This is the Granny Rocco bag in maybe a small size. My tension is not really right, and I did some different things with the straps that I can't remember anymore. It's very cute. Would I make this again? Absolutely. This used up 137 grams. But I did purchase it in that month, so I kind of got behind to then get ahead again. I didn't use up all of the yarn for this. So I made this really weird tote bag. It's just a circle and then some sides and some little handles. In hindsight, I should have gone down a zillion needle sizes to make it really dense. I thought maybe it could work as like you put a pot plant in here, inside your house or whatever. Honestly, I've no idea. This will probably go into the family Christmas pile in case anyone wants a little strange bag or good for the kids for dress ups or whatever. So anyway, these together used up that whole ball that I purchased, and this was 63 grams, and I just kept going until I ran out. I don't even think I did a slip stitch around the top. I just committed. Weird little mini tote. You know how I've been making very scrappy granny squares out of like free yarn? When I do projects, I sort of save like the longer pieces of scraps. This, no. Yes. This kind of stuff, I save. And I tie it all together using magic knot. Is that what it's called? This is the scrappiest one of these that I had. This pink here is the very last of the mesh market bag pink. And this only used up 4 grams from my stash because the rest was like harvested. I've made a bunch of these now, and I've recently found an error that I make when I'm coming to the end of the row. It'll be fine. It's all going to be sewn together in a big blanket at the end of the day, so it's fine, but I will hopefully amend that error. Henceforth, I do it on every round. I make the same error. Anyway, look here, this little bit here, that is the last bit of that blue, the blue that I just made the bags from. 4 grams, but it will just go into the pile of, the other scrap squares, and I will, at some point in my life, turn them into a blanket to probably donate. The piece de resistance for May is a baby knit. Now, if you are Ordrifa, either of the people in Ordrifa, you should look away, because this is the gift that I've only just recently finished. Isn't it cute? I had to buy the yarn for this. I didn't have a suitable main colour. This is this stuff. I'm sure there are better acrylics on the market, and I'm going to start looking for them for baby knits, for winter baby knits. I'll just start trying other acrylics, because what I really want is hardy kids' clothes that I can knit for people, and they can just chuck it in a bag and then chuck it in the wash. So that's that. I think it turned out pretty well. I made a decision to carry the main colour underneath, which means that that's more prominent, because this blue and this yellow I wasn't really sure about. I thought they would be too dominating and really be kind of hideous and tacky. I know that this is still kind of bonkers, but I think it's playfully bonkers, Yeah, so I always made sure that if I had the sage colour, I was carrying that dominant, and I'm happy with how that all turned out. This is the inside. This pattern, you need to do a lot of rows with 3 colours, and maybe even 3 colours with 17 stitches in between. So you have to hook the floats in as you go, negotiating 3 colours. I think I did an acceptable job of catching the floats. There's still enough stretch in there. They're all pretty solid. There's a double fold neckline. I did not like the instructions of how it wanted me to do it, so I thought, screw it, I'm going to do it my own way, which is do the ribbing as expected, cast off in knit every stitch, and make your needle size loose, but also two whole sequences up. So I think this was on like maybe 4 mil, and I think I cast off on like a 5 or a 5.5. It was quite big because you really want that to be super loose so you can still get it over your head. And then you whip stitch, I'm fairly certain. Yeah, you whip stitch it together, making sure that if it's a pearl on the back, then you'll be coming up through the knit on the front of the same post with the same kind of run. And it just looks really neat and beautiful. And I will never change how I do that. It's still stretchy. It looks lovely. I had to buy a lot of yarn for this one. It did use 179 grams, but I'm talking like 500 grams came in so I could knit this. And then the final usage of yarn for the month of May was actually a discard. I had some Knit Picks palette that I didn't realise had fallen down behind my desk, and it had been attacked by beetles, moths, who knows, was just heaps of holes in it, so 6 grams had to go. Very sad, but I lost it, so that's on me. Now, purchasing in, I did purchase quite a bit in, actually, which is a bit of a shame. I bought in this guy, I bought in the blue, that's the same blue from this, the acid, which is the yellow colour, this cotton, and then the other thing that I had to add in was the Bendigo Woolen Mills Luxury in the Deep Olive, because that wasn't already in my stash. So I found it, so I had to add it in. All right, I knit out 736 grams. That's good by any standard. I purchased in 818. Well, purchased, found, whatever. Grams in was 818, which means that I am net positive of 82 grams and therefore net positive 1.64 balls. Considering how much yarn I bought in, that's not that bad. So where I'm up to over the year, for the year. At the end of April, I was at 582 balls, 50 gram balls, and now I'm back up to 583.68, whatever, I'll do some rounding there. So I'm still well above what I started the year with. Great. But I'm still knitting a lot, smashing through some projects. I need to get some big ones done, as always. I've got a lot of whips, and I'm going to have to tidy them up. They need to rock and roll and be finished and be out of here and be wearable for winter, because it is cold. Let's dance, shall we?